Alright, we back. We are gonna fix some stuff today. I guess first of all, we got new wheels at the car. Got some 18 by 8.5 new speed RSE 11Rs, which is the same style wheel as what is on the RS3 and also what was on the Golf R. New speed just continues to be like the best option for Audi Volkswagen cars. The wheels are like, they seem strong. I haven't, tried curbing one or I don't know, jumping my car onto like asphalt, but they seem good.
So you've tried jumping it on dirt then?
I would.
You ever take this thing off any sweet jumps?
We put them in some Nitto NT555s, and I like it. Okay. Let's see. We did stud conversion kit. We got that. Yep.
Last video.
Yep. And we did BCs, but found out that with the front struts on a Mk4, especially when you lower it, it's a weird strut. So you have come here, I will show you. Tech time.
Tech time. Tech tips with.
All right, old stupid cheap coilovers. All right, so.
Oh, my
bad.
All right, here we go.
All right, so most coilovers, you have like your strut, the coil that goes over it, and then a top hat that bolts up to the strut tower, how most top hats do. With the Mk4, you have everything till here is normal. Up here, you have this dude, which, so this isn't the right, this is like the top hat bolt. This is what secures this whole assembly, to the strut tower. But on these, this is normally like squished in like that, like a lot, and you have a like a thin nut, like I think it's like a max clearance nut, whatever, that actually holds both. This one has two different springs, whatever, holds the spring in place, like puts pressure on it. And then you have and then there's a bushing that goes over this dude, and then you stick this up like under, like into the wheel well through the strut tower, and then there's another like a washer that holds that bushing into place on the top part, and then you bolt over that. So you have one bolt securing the springs in place, and then you have another bolt on top securing the whole assembly to the strut tower. And whenever you lower the Mk4s, in this case the R32, because I'm not sure actually if other Mk4s have the same suspension, because this is like the suspension off of a TT pretty much. When you lower it, that bushing will deteriorate like extra quickly. So that's what's happened with my car. It'll deteriorate, and whenever you lower the car anyways, you're also kind of allowing for more of the actual like threaded part of the strut to go through the strut tower. So if you come over on this side, because that one's in the air, so it's kind of flush right now. This is what's happening. So that's just a cap. So this whole piece right here and the metal that you can see in between is the upper washer that it sandwiches that bushing that's under here on the underside of the car, helps sandwich that and keep everything in place. This is as tight as the bolt will let it go right now. So we have all of this space. If you look on that side, everything's like, because the wheel's in the air and everything's hanging and everything's wanting to go down, that's flat, that's flush. But because there's a load on this side, it's all up in the air. So anytime I'm like if I go over a little, I don't know, whatever, like if I hit any bumps and the weight's lifted off the front end, instead of the I mean, the spring releases, but if it's a good enough of a hit, like on the way home from where we were today, I was driving it, and I felt everything
Like
go
clunks.
up and then it clunks back down. So we don't want that. So to fix that, I have these boys. It's PowerFlex's bushing and spacer kit.
Bushing.
Yeah, so that's
Barney?
this is their bushing. This is beefy, like compared to the stock ones that are all mangled and flat and messed up and everything. These are dumb, and those are rubber. This is polyurethane. This is like
Dummy thick.
Yeah, well, yeah, thick and like stout. There's gonna be some vibration now, which is I don't care. Like the RS3 has plenty. Why not give the other Volkswagen some stuff? So we have these, and then I need to find them. Right, and then these dudes are actual spacers. So I'm going to be. I'll get to the other thing we're doing real quick, but I need to drop the whole strut, like the whole front coilovers off anyways. So I'm gonna be dropping them off whenever I put everything back together and they go back on. Those bushings are gonna replace the OEM crappy ones. And then even with doing that, there's still all this clearance, like all this gap here. So these spacers will sit right there and make it to where everything can actually be tightened down like very, very well. So if you look down in here, you can see how much thread there is left over. And that's including all this extra space and stuff. So once the spacer's in there, the nut will be a little higher up and everything will be nice and tight and firm. So that's one thing we're doing today. Another thing, I went ahead and got a steering wheel and one of my Recaros, my pole positions in the car. I accidentally mounted the seat. The brackets are backwards, so I can't. I'm sitting pretty high up, and I'm kind of tilted forward a little bit, so it's not helping with the sitting high up part. So I'm gonna be taking the seat out, swap that around. I don't really know if you need to. Probably not see that, but you'll see the interior once I'm done with it. And then whenever I got the car, had some clunky front axles, so I've got some drive shaft shop 500 horsepower, 600 horsepower rated front axles that we're going to be swapping on as well, getting ready for the more powers. So yeah, I'm doing the passenger side first. I'm gonna go ahead and drop everything off and probably start hating my life because axles aren't fun. So, OEM rubber boy. It's honestly not as bad on this side as the other side. The other side's a lot more beat up, but you can see how worn it is, especially like on the inside where it's supposed to sit and everything. This is also a piece, and this is the new one. So you can see how much thicker it is on the top part. Bottom's pretty much the same because it has to fit nice and snug over there. But yep, so this goes back on. This is the little slim nut that I was talking about. That goes back on. And then alright. And then this gets stuck. There we go. Yeah, and then this will go back in, and actually because of how thick this is compared to this, we will.
You might not even need that extra spacer.
We'll see if we need the spacer because that's pretty. There's not a whole lot of thread, so we'll probably be good. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. But that's looking pretty solid. Luckily, that purple bin is all the way up there and will never be seen again once it's back on the car. So this is off, that is on. Next up is
getting the axle out.
Going further into the car and undoing the bolts to the T-case to get the axle off. This one will be easy because we have an impact gun, so or a hammer here. So that'll be fine. I'm gonna have to. The car's still pretty hot, so I'm probably gonna take a break and move back over to the seat for now. Let the car cool off a little bit more. Because I'm not trying to like burn my hand on the oil pan or the bottom end of this motor. We have to go all the way. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera. It's gonna focus the lighting.
It's gonna be grainy as hell, but
all right. But
easy to
anyways, all the way back in there are the bolts. So and you can tell the current axle's great by that nice grease coming out of it. Yeah. So these pants get a few more nice dye marks. Yeah, so we get in there. It's like doing this kind of stuff, especially whenever things work nicely. Because I mean, like this, I've dealt with coilovers with this style of like lower coupling, I guess, whatever, where it has like the pinch sleeve. I dealt with them before, and they were a massive pain. And this is not a new car, but it was easy. Like it wasn't. I didn't have to fight anything really that bad. So this is like time consuming work, but like it's not hard. It just like takes a minute to do everything. The new axles look awesome though, and it comes with new bolts, except for the actual axle bolt to the knuckle. So, or to the hub. So that's like one thing I forgot to get. These are stretch bolts, so if you're doing this and for some reason watching our video of how to do it, yeah, make sure you order new axle bolts ahead of time, because I'm gonna just be running these. I'm gonna order some like now, but I'm just gonna be running these ones until those get here, because it's not gonna be a big issue of getting these back off and putting the new ones back on whenever they get here. Just taking the wheel off, it's not a big deal. Yeah, so I'm gonna secure this side of the car, lower it down a little bit so it's not awkward getting to the seat, and then pull that out and stuff. So we'll be back in a little bit once I get back to the axle.
What's up, everybody? It's like, actually, I think it's just the next day. Yeah, it's the next day. Car is moved. Skyline is back in the garage. Update to finish this video. I did not do the axles. I got late last night, and it was going to be a massive pain to get them on the ground. It'll eventually, they're gonna get done whenever all the other stuff happening, all the fun stuff happening to this car gets done. It'll happen then, because that's the next time that it'll probably be on the quick jack or a lift, and it'll be just way easier to change them out doing it that way. So I got actually, let's do the pop. 1 second. Let's go ahead and go in here. Show you guys the steering wheel. It's renowned, whatever. They're just Alcantara steering wheel. We got a Momo adapter. Got my pole position that was in the M2 in here on some planted rails. This car, these things are weird, man. I'm pretty sure it's all Mark 4s. How the seats are bolted down. There's let's see, under it's dark. All right, it's dark. So there's like a slider here. Those two bolts there. Nope. Maybe. I can't tell if that's focused or not. But so those two bolts there are pretty much all that actually. I think it's like way out of focus again. Whatever. Those are all that actually hold the focus. There you go. That's all that holds this seat in. there's two sliders on the base of this, like the planted seat thingy. The base. There on each side there's a little wheel that you have to take off of the stock seat and then move over to here. So there's a rail on each side of the actual seat, like on the chassis, and then you have to like lean the seat back, get those wheels inside of like the rails. Why do you keep doing this to me? You have to get those wheels in the rails, and then you just scoot it forward inside of those rails up to where that front piece, that front mount is, and then you just put 2 bolts in, and then the seat's in there. It's not the sturdiest, but I guess it's like that's. I mean, it's not like that from factory, so whatever. I also got in my little. That's the wrong thing. There we go. I also got in my little clutch pedal extension. Went ahead and used the stock like clutch pedal cover on the tip of it. It makes it to where I don't have to like sit so forward to do the clutch, since I'm not doing it with my actual like the ball of my foot. I have to do it with the heel. So that just makes life easier on me. I just made that real quickly today. The reason I was in here was to pop the hood. Bam. Alright. And then we get over here. And so I showed you all the this is difficult to do with one hand. There we go. So I showed you guys the gaps that were happening when the car was on the floor, with kind of smushed bushings and no spacer. So this is what it looks like now. Did have to run the spacer, but you just have to. So this is a little cap. It's really bad, and you get different ones. Yeah. So now there's no slouch or anything. There's a lot less thread up there, up top, and they don't move anymore. They're sturdy. There's no gap or anything anymore. Everything's good. So, and same. Focus. Same over there. So we're golden. I haven't taken it out yet. I'm waiting on the rear lower control arms so that I can get the toe in and the camber all taken care of in the back. The fronts are perfect. I mean, I'm sure they need to get in alignment, and I have the front lower control arms, or uppers? I don't know. I have the front camber arms and everything, so that'll all happen at the same time. Yeah, so hopefully once those come in, that'll get taken care of, and then it'll be riding mentally. I'm also waiting on some H&R sway bars, so that should be nice too. Probably gonna leave the front one stock and just do the upgraded rear to tighten up the rear end. That's apparently some people just like completely take them off of the front and run just on like the spring rate and like preload and everything, or spring load. I forget the technical term, but yeah, they people just run that in the front of these for like handling and just upgrade the rears. So I'm gonna leave the stock one on, just upgrade the front. And then we get to do all the fun stuff in here, and that'll be a completely different video, and this car's gonna be completely different after that happens. So yeah, we will see you all in the next one, which I don't know what we're gonna be doing. Maybe some, oh, that's bright. That's not gonna do it, is it? No. I don't know how to mess with the ISO on here, but there's a sport cross back there. Maybe we'll be doing stuff to that. Who knows? But yeah, so thanks for watching. I'm just gonna leave it on here. It's prettier. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video and all that. Yeah. Bye.